Well, hello private practice community. This is round number 2 for my 90-day vlog challenge of today, because I have just gone live for 15 minutes and apparently nobody could hear me. So that is what happens sometimes when you're dealing with technology. How annoying. Now I'm just hoping that somebody is gonna join me and will be able to let me know that you guys actually can hear me and not only see me, because that would be really awesome if that could be the case. Okie dokie, so I'm here at tennis this afternoon. I've got my 2 boys here doing their Thursday tennis lesson. It's very overcast and dark here where we are, lots of rain on the way. Hi Katrina, I'm hoping that like sign means that you can hear me. If you can, press like again so that I know, or just let me know that I'm not just talking to myself, because that's what just happened before this. So just let me know. It would be awesome if you could let me know. Alrighty, so this is day 55 of my 90-day vlog challenge. I am so excited about this whole 90-day vlog challenge. I'm so enjoying every day ticking off that I have completed my daily vlog. I actually had special posters made for my mastermind group. It's like a big A3 size poster with a big disco ball on it. So if you imagine a disco ball, it has all those little square parts on it, so that when the light goes onto it, it reflects it when you're in the club. And every square on our poster is a day that you need to color in to show that you have done it. So a lot of the child psychs here would know what that's all about. Katrina says yes, awesome, I'm so glad you can hear me. Trina says such stamina. Yes, well, I'm not going to let Facebook and technical problems get in my way of sticking to my 90-day vlog challenge. I'm very determined to get it done. I do have another challenge now in that I only have 6% charge on my phone, but that's okay. I can speak quickly and succinctly. So the topic for today's vlog is "This is how it is done." So why this title? Well, yesterday I shared with you guys on my live vlog that I've just appointed my first ever housekeeper in the private practice. So she actually started yesterday. Yesterday was also my clinical day at the practice, so I did a bit of orientation and induction with her, showed her around, told her what it is that we want done, because my principal Frankie was at the Kapalaba practice. And people actually messaged me and said, "Gerda, never heard of a housekeeper for private practice, you know, how did you come up with that idea?" And I thought, you know, if people are actually messaging me asking these questions, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that also are sitting possibly with this question in their mind. And the thing about private practice, business in general, is this: it is not a set and forget undertaking. You know, yes, you get systems and processes, but you always need to be up leveling, you always need to be innovating. I think that's why it's so important as owners of group private practices especially, but even solo practitioners, that you are able to have time away from your practice where you can have that helicopter view in terms of going, what's happening in my industry, in my local area, in my community, and based on what it is that I'm seeing, what changes do I need to make in my practice. So for me, based on how my setup is, I only go into my private practice once every 2 to 3 weeks to see my clinical clients. And I think because I only get in there every now and then, it's much easier for me to walk in and do a quick audit of what's happening as it should and what is not at that level where it should be. And you know, traditionally in private practices, cleaning is done by cleaners. Hi, I see Ingrid or Yuri has joined us all the way from South Africa. Welcome. This is the first time I've got you live with me. That is actually, and I'm sure it's probably Ingrid, I suspect, and that is my mum, everyone, all the way from South Africa, listening to my live vlog. So as I was saying, normally in a private practice, the cleaning is done by cleaners that will come in for an hour to 90 minutes once a week. Sometimes reception does it in many instances. I know it was surely the case for me in the early years. It would be the practice owner that comes in and does it. But I'm sure you would agree once a week is just not sufficient. You know, for us, we only have one receptionist on duty at a time. We will have 4 clinicians there at any one point in time. Lots of clients coming through. You know, we have kiddies coming through with their siblings, especially after school. Kids are hungry. I know it's the same case with my kids. They want to eat, they make a bit of a mess. That's all cool, but somebody has to clean it up. And getting a housekeeper on board as part of our client relationship team, the whole idea is really for us to up level the standard that we will be giving our clients. So really up leveling the way the practice looks, up leveling just the support to the clients. So when the mum is called in to take the child in, so they don't have to worry about cleaning up, that there will be somebody there to do that, that there will be somebody there to help reception, maybe fill up the water cooler, do the coloring in competitions, you know, all those little things that for reception is not very high on their priority list, but it's still on their list of things to do. So the whole idea for the housekeeper is to support our clients, to support also our reception team, and also to support our clinician team, okay, by also making sure, for example, that when the clinicians come in the morning, that their rooms are just ready to rock and roll, the lamps are on, the pillows are sorted, everything's just right, where the clinicians can also then focus on their client work. Hi Monique, thanks for joining. So that for me really is the purpose of getting a housekeeper in, you know, really up leveling the customer service so that our customers are happy, so that they report that to our referrers, and all of that enhances our reputation in the general community. But also for me as a group practice owner, it's really important to always be up leveling the service that we provide to our team. It's really important for us to create a happiness centered workplace where people love coming to work during the day, love spending time at the practice, get enjoyment out of being there, feel that they're able to fulfill and follow their passion whilst still being in great surroundings. And she was there yesterday, and I must tell you that the clinicians were so happy to see her. Katrina says, glad I caught you for a bit. Got to go to see my next client. Thanks again, Gerda, for your insights. It is my absolute pleasure. Katrina, I do know you, of course, are in Western Australia, so it might be almost 5 o'clock over here where everybody's going home by now. You are still midday probably somewhere, or 2-3 o'clock, I'm not too sure. Yeah, go and enjoy your clients, and I will speak to you again soon. So please let me know if you've got any questions on this topic. And in terms of the title, this is how it's done. I guess what I do a bit differently when I do new stuff like this is I get the idea, I see the need, and then I go, okay, how do I make this happen? Now, for a lot of you, and also for me many years ago, I would have wanted to get all my ducks in a row before I would appoint a person like that. So I would go, okay, I need to write a job description and really know exactly what this person's going to do. Guess what? I hired this person without a job description. I think it's important to remember we are not Queensland Health, Queensland Rail, we're not Griffith University, we're not Westpac, we're not ANZ, we're not a big corporation that has 50 people in the HR department that can do all that stuff. We're not even medium-sized businesses. We are small business, and we need to be creative in how we run our business. You have to be very clever and time efficient. So if I had to wait until I had actually written a job description for this person, I probably never would have hired her. I probably never would have created this role. I never would have been able to up level my service to my clients, to my reception, and to my clinical team. So what I did is I decided I can see this need. This is how I'm going to fill it. I put out an ad on Indeed, which was free. I didn't pay for that. I interviewed, did phone interview, did face-to-face interview, offered a job, started the person. So what we're going to do in 4 weeks time, we're going to get that person to write up for us the list of duties they have been doing over the last 4 weeks. That would be that job description 80% done. They will send that to the principal psych that will formalize the language, put it on our template, update it, and Bob's your uncle. Easy done. Okay, you don't have to do it the hard way. You still need to do it right, but you don't have to do it the hard way. And you just need to think, how do I make this work as soon as possible? Because otherwise, sometimes when we wait for those ducks to line up, it never happens. Now, I'm going to love and leave you because I've got 1% power left on my phone. So this is going to like go dead at any point in time. Thank you so much for joining me live. I really appreciate it. For those of you that don't know, I am running a Get It Done residential retreat on 22, 23 and 24 June. Check out all the details. I'll put it in a link in the comment section below. And remember everyone, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. I will speak to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.